with all the missed calls by home plate umpires, are we in favor of the electronic strike zone?
No, not for me.
Why?
Well, because I grew up with baseball being a sport where half the fun of watching was watching the managers go after the umps and kick dirt on them and steal bases, and that's half the fun.
Yeah.
And now they've taken half the fun away, right?
Yeah.
But that's just me. You know, with the amount of replay they're doing now, though, it almost becomes like, okay, well, if you're gonna like have this much be adjudicated by replay or whatever, then having a electronic strike zone only makes sense. I was against all the replay stuff because it took the human element out of the game.
Yeah.
And so I still, you know, come from that spot. But at the same time, now that they've had it advanced to the point where it has, it's almost one of those things where you say, yeah, you know, I mean, with everything else that's electronic, why not?
Yeah.
But I don't know why anybody would want it like that, because that was one of the beauties of baseball. Of course, you know, everything has to change, but that was one of the beauties of baseball.
Yeah.
There was always the talk, right? Oh, that ump missed that call, and now what's it going to be? It's going to be the robo-ump screwed up.
Yeah.
Somebody behind the scenes has an algorithm that changes the call. And
oh, can you
blah,
imagine
blah,
the
blah,
cheating
right?
scandals?
So now it's not going to be the on-field stuff. It's going to be the computer hackers that hacked into the Major League Baseball strike calling system.
Oh,
and,
I can see that being a scandal real easy.
You know?
Oh, the strike zone was 2 inches smaller for the home team
exactly.
and 2 inches bigger
shrunk,
for the
yeah.
Man, I can see that being a scandal for sure.
So, you know, that'll be the new one. But if they are, I personally, though, it'll change the way pitching is done, I think.
Oh, absolutely. That's my biggest point on it. Hitters will hate it because the strike zone is three-dimensional.
If they use a three-dimensional strike zone, they started talking about, oh, well, we're just going to make it two-dimensional at the start of the plate. BS.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to for really electronic strike zone, it has to be three-dimensional.
Correct.
And then when curveballs nick the back end of the strike zone at the tip of the plate, and hitters don't get rung up, that's going to be BS once again.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to play with an electronic strike zone, then it's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. That's the outlier pitches are going to become even more deadly.
Absolutely.
Your Chris Sale slider that has a ton of sweep that's coming from way out over on the first base side of the mound that nicks the down and away corner to a lefty on its way into the dirt. Like, that's going to be called a strike.
It better be.
The lefty's not going to have a chance of hitting that, and it's going to be called a strike. The big top-down curveballs that nick the very bottom edge of the zone and bounce behind the plate, those are strikes. The top-down curveballs that cross the hitter's front shoulder but nick the tip of the plate on the point of it, those are strikes.
Yep.
So it's just going to expand.
The curveballs at the top of the zone that no ump will come. They're from the heavens that come breaking down out of the heavens. And they nick the top of the zone. Ball.
Yep.
It's like, blue, that's a strike.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, hitters are going to get, all the missed, the catcher set up in and they miss away and they get the ball called, but it's actually a strike.
Yeah.
Hitters are going to hate all of those. There's going to be a lot of argument over that. So.
But if you're going to go to a strike zone, it better be three-dimensional. Better not be any of this two-dimensional crap at the front side of the plate, because that's BS. And then if they do go to a three-dimensional strike zone, you're going to see guys that get just really good at certain particular pitches, like you say, a sweeping slider that just barely nicks the bottom edge of the strike zone, curveballs that come from 5 feet out of the sky that barely touch the top of the zone at the very back of the plate, and it'd be like hitting a slow pitch softball, right?
Yep.
Because why not?
That'll become the game. It'll be breaking pitches that can nick one of the extreme edges of the zone that the hitters can't hit. It's my same argument with moving the mound back. You just make breaking pitches. You would make breaking pitches way nastier, and you would increase the usage of them so much because it'd have an extra 2 feet of movement at the time when it's moving the most.
Correct.
So you would just widen the window of.
Correct.
So you have this visual coming out of a pitcher's hand, and there's a certain window that hitters identify as a strike, and then there's outside of that window they identify it as a ball. And so when you see hitters freeze on pitches, it's because they see a bunch of pitches through one window, and then they see a curveball pop up over the top of it maybe, and it's out of the window, so they read ball, and then it falls into the strike zone. That's really what goes on right now. If you make the strike zone electronic, or you move the mound back and breaking pitches are breaking even more, now you're expanding the window of potential strikes, and which are going to make hitters have to deal with a lot more pitches to swing at, which is going to mean they're going to chase a lot more pitches, which is just going to make offensive numbers go down, strikeouts go up, hits. Like it's going to further the problem, in my opinion.
I'm not sure that strikeouts will go, up. I'm not sure that it'll kill the offense, but I'm sure it'll do one thing. It'll remodel pitching.
Yeah.
Pitching will now become less dependent on speed, and it'll be more dependent on who can really spin balls, right?